All right, folks, welcome aboard. Good morning, everyone. Fox on the road. Wake up, everybody. Come on. Baseball season, middle of summer. We're getting this thing rolling. Let's go. I'd like to go in here with you. We got a good show for you today. A lot to talk about. Mets, Yankees, Somerset Patriots. We got a special guest from Latino Sports and also a Mets Yankees host and reporter on the podcast OurEsquina, and that is Julian Guilarte. Julian, how you doing?
I'm doing good, bro. Thanks for having me. So, if anyone wants to find my podcast, you go on our Esquina's YouTube channel. We're on Spotify also. You type in Yankees and Mets pod, and I have a playlist of like 22 episodes now. So, we're working through it. Good time to have me to talk about the Yankees and Mets. I just did it for like 30 minutes. So, I'm just going to keep consecutively doing it. And let's get after it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. We were just kind of talking about this a moment ago about the rehab for both Marcus Stroman and Giancarlo Stanton. I got down there the other day for kind of the dual rehab assignment for the two of them on the same day in the first game of the doubleheader. And Stroman, kind of battled through it. He got into some trouble early on with some walks, but then he started, quick pitching guys and was able to get through it and gave the Patriots rather three and a third, struck out four, and the guy was this is the happiest I think I've heard Marcus Stroman in my entire life because he was like, oh, because he was like talking about being willing to go to the bullpen, willing to stay as a starter. He was like open to anything. So I think for him at this point, coming back off the knee injury, the rough start he had, he just seems like he's just happy to kind of get going again. But I think once he gets an idea of where he is, I think he really wants to be a starter again.
Oh, I mean, it hasn't even gotten that far, to be honest with you. This is just like a big check, just to check this box, just to make sure I feel good. Like I said, I've been doing a lot of work behind the scenes to get my body, my mechanics, my knee right. But yeah, I feel good and just very open to whatever it may be. But it hasn't even gotten that far, progressed that far, just making sure I'm good.
Do you still feel the way you did in spring training that you really want to be a starter definitively?
I mean, I think everybody who's been a starter would want to be a starter. I think that's just natural at this point. I don't think anybody would who's had a career like I've had starting. I don't think anyone would just voluntarily say. But like I said, obviously we have an incredible team. You don't know how the season's going to play out. There's always a bunch of things that happen. So yeah, I'm just looking to get back to 100%, which I feel pretty close. Build my pitch count and just kind of take it from there.
Yeah, I mean, I listened to both clips, and you know how Marcus is. Marcus was way more vibrant, enthusiastic than Giancarlo was. Like the tones of the voices, and like how they were addressing the media was completely 100% different. They were both two completely different interviews. I'll start with Marcus. He gets a lot of hate. I know he struggled for what he's being paid. In fairness, a lot of people didn't want his option to vest. They won't have to worry about that anymore because he's not going to get the innings of 140 that he needed. Even if he did start every game the rest of the year, he still won't get there. But here's the thing with Marcus. I mean, I think he's smart enough to realize the writing's kind of on the wall. Like he's basically fighting for his career, if we're being honest. Like if he doesn't pitch well, he might not even find a team next year, or he's gonna have to take an MILB deal and make or sign for like $1 million just to like get in a bad rotation. So I think he's open to that. I think he sees a chance to win a World Series this year, even if he's in the bullpen. I think he wants to be a piece of that. And there might be a lane for him in the bullpen. The bullpen's really struggled. There might be a lane for him starting because I'm not really sold on Ryan Yarbo, and like the Red Sox really hit him well, so I don't expect much better from him tonight. Will Warren, the guy we both know a lot, covered a lot, is starting to figure it out. So to me, I don't think Stroman should take Will Warren's spot. I think Warren should continue to go until maybe Luis Hill comes back or they possibly trade for someone. But Hill's like way further than any of them. So I think for Stroman, it's just like realizing what the situation is and accepting it and embracing it.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, hey, look, injuries happen. We see it with the Mets. We'll get into them in a minute. But if you get a pitcher like Stroman who can come out of the bullpen and give you a couple of innings, and the way these games are now managed and run now with openers and starters not lasting more than 3 innings and in critical games down the stretch of the season, he'll have a place on this team. If he pitches well, they'll find a place for him.
Yeah, because the bullpen has a lot of openings right now. A lot of people are up in the air out there, and Luke Weaver's further away too, but he's starting to get himself together. I wonder if they sent him on an assignment down there too. Who knows? But like at the same time, they might just activate him when he's ready. But he seems like he's doing okay. and it's a reliever, so you don't really need as much rehab. But they do send them down there sometimes, as we've seen. We'll see about him. So for Stroman, like we'll see. I mean, I'm gonna guess he needs at least 2 to 3 more rehab starts, right?
Hmm. Yeah, he
Because
was at
they
40. He was at 46 pitches. He wants to get to like 80. So yeah, he'll need at least two more.
Yeah, because like you go to 50, you go to 55, 60, you go to like 70, 75, then maybe you get to 80, the last one. Because they do want to fully stretch him out, it seems for now at least. So I think that's fair. So if you give him 2 to 3 more, that puts him back in New York, like in around give or take 2 weeks, maybe a little less, I would say. Because like he's already burned a day or two since Wednesday.
Hmm.
If he only does two more, then like he'll be back in like a week and a half. So we'll see. I mean, I don't know what they're gonna do with him after because the Sunday doesn't fall on the 3 days on the 4 days rest. I don't know if they're gonna have him travel with Somerset, if they're gonna bring him back to Hudson or Scranton if they're home maybe. I'm not really sure how that's gonna go.
Yeah, I mean, I even asked him. I said, like, what do you think you'll be next? Here, Somerset, Hudson Valley. He's like, I have no idea. Wherever it is. And then on Stanton, you know, we were just like you mentioned. It's clearly he doesn't want to be in Somerset. We get that.
No, he's not.
Absolutely doesn't. He got off to a good start though. He got three hits, drove in 3 runs, and then got a hit the other day in the doubleheader. But since, I mean, he's had good swings, but you can tell he's just kind of behind on pitches a little bit. He's just trying to figure
Yeah.
things out. Uh, he's still a ways away, I think, because he really had no spring training, really at all. It's a tough road for him, especially with coming off that tennis elbow.
Yeah, I think he's going to try to accelerate the process as much as he can. I could see him coming back for Anaheim, if not Anaheim, Oakland
Hmm.
at home. Because they said he's going to play tomorrow. I'm sure you just saw that report. He will
Hmm.
be in Somerset again tomorrow. I don't know what the plan after that is. I'm going to guess he plays Saturday, Sunday. They have the off day Monday, then maybe he goes back or they reevaluate it. So we'll see.
We'll see. Maybe he ends up not.
Just just because he doesn't have to play the field, so I feel like his rehab process is shorter than average players because all he has to do is swing the bat. I was happy to see him like out one double at least. That one play he hits the wall. I'm like, he really only got a single on that. I'm like, oh man. I mean, he roped it, but I was like, oh wow.
Yeah.
So that's the issue with G. He moves like a turtle, unfortunately, these days. To put it kindly, still a great player. Still hit a few bombs. It'll be interesting to see what happens when he gets back up. I know the Yankees need some righty hitting, so his return's going to be welcomed, and he'll make the lineup deeper too.
If they get him back and he's anything close to what he was in October, second half of the year, man, that's they could use it. I mean, I know Judge has been doing this all by himself, hitting near 400 and been all out of the
Absolutely
world. But
nuts.
I mean, they do need another bat in that lineup, no doubt about it.
Yeah, and with G, it's like you bring up October, and that's the most important thing because an unfortunate thing with G is that he's probably going to end up injuring his legs too because he does that every year. He hasn't even done that yet, so you're probably going to lose him for more time at some point, and you just have to hope that he's good to go for October. He probably isn't going to want to go back to Somerset again if he hurts his legs either, so they might just let him do his machine hitting and bring him back in. But yeah, Stanton is not a rehabber guy. I know like when he was there a few years ago, people told me the same sentiments that like he did not want to be there at all. Like he really didn't want to talk to the media. Like his answers were so dry and like he like basically just said about the preparation and like Lombard and like the prep answers are all like similar too. Like it was nothing like I didn't find anything interesting from it, like listening to the 8 minute clip. It was very bland to me.
Yeah, I agree. Let's talk about where they are right now. The Yankees are right now. Obviously, they sweep the Royals. They did what they had to do. Now they go up to Boston, take on the Red Sox, who gave them some trouble about a week ago. Yeah, exactly a week ago at the stadium. Um, as we alluded to a moment ago, Aaron just really carried this entire thing. 25 home runs, 59 RBIs. I mean, yes, you know, certain players will start to hit better, like Austin Wells will start to hit a little bit better. Volpe's hitting a little bit better, but it's really Aaron Judge, and then it's a cast of thousands.
Yeah,
You
it's
think this
fair.
can continue? How do you see this rolling here now for the Yankees?
I mean, Goldschmidt's kind of dropping off a little bit.
Hmm.
But he's been very consistent average wise. I know his power is not what they would like it to be, probably, but he's still driving in runs and doing everything else well. Ben Rice is kind of tapering off, hitting a lot of hard hit outs. So we'll see if he can find it again. Dominguez has to get going a little bit too. Although we had 3 hits and they sat him in yesterday. I don't think actually wait. I think He had 3 hits one day, and then after that, I think he may have sat yesterday. I'd have to go and check, but
Mm,
um, I would say like he's a big guy. Volpe's playing pretty well. Austin Wells, like you said, is starting to pick it up. And then I'm missing a bat. Trent Grisham's regressing to the mean, unfortunately.
mhm,
But Bellinger's doing well though. Bellinger's holding up. He's starting to play pretty well too.
mhm.
So I mean, yes and no. Like I think they can hold up to a certain degree. Stanton's return is going to help a lot, but I still think they need to trade for an infield bat, even though Mayhew's doing solid right now.
If I said Nolan Arenado, wouldn't that be like the perfect fit? I mean, they could put him at third base, takes care of that. They can also do a little DH if you needed it. I don't know, but that would be an interesting bat if the Yankees wanted to go that route, since they've been adding veteran pieces like Bellinger and Goldschmidt. Maybe Nolan Arenado, if he waives his no trade clause, would it be that kind of fit? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Goldschmidt loves Arenado, so there's definitely something there. TJ loves Arenado.
Hmm.
I know Stan, I think, is kind of close with him too, from what I've heard. So, I could see that, but the problem is he has 2 years left. If he just had one, I would say yeah, but like I don't think they want to be saddled to that because Lombard Jr. is very close, I think. Like not super, super close, but semi-close to the point that he can maybe play in the infield next year. So I'm looking more at a guy like Eugenio Suarez if the Diamondbacks decide to sell because he only has 1 year left on his deal.
Mm. You know, I I feel like so far this regular season in the American League, and obviously Yankees haven't seen much of Detroit, this year, but it's really
Yeah,
these two teams that have been at the top of the league so far, and kind of everyone else has been really mediocre. It really hasn't been anybody else that's really stood out. The American League
that
East is pretty mediocre. I mean, it gets to a point where you say when you're looking at a team like, okay, is this built ready? Is this team putting itself in a position to be built and ready for bigger games later on in the season? I think that obviously the experience is there, but I still feel that if the Yankees can get some pitching, improve their pitching a little bit if they can, that's what they really need to do most of all. I think that to me stands more than anything. If they had Heel and Cole going along with the way Rodon and Fried are pitching, lights out, forget about it. But without those two, it brings into question again.
the Yankees got to go get a starting pitcher. I think Merrill Kelly would be a nice attachment if they could get Eugenio Suarez. Maybe even you take a gamble on a guy like Zach Gallen to try to fix Sandy Alcantara, who has a great track record but isn't pitching well this year. There's a few other guys that like the names aren't as clear, but they'll surface within the next month. But yeah, they got to get at least one, and then you got to get some bullpen help too. Their bullpen's really beat up. So we'll see what they want to do. I think you'll get at least one or two relievers because they always seem to do that. And I'm guessing they'll end up getting a starter and hopefully an infielder. But yeah, the pitching is a problem because they don't match up with the best teams like the Detroit Tigers that you mentioned. They have a much better pitching staff right now, and that could be problematic for the Yankees. I think their bench is better too. So like that it is definitely Yankees and Tigers above the rest. I would say it's the ALCS collision course at this moment in time. The one team that's surprising me, I know there's been a lot of disappointments. The Toronto Blue Jays are surprising me a little bit. They're kind of lurking right now in that wild card spot. They're only like 3.5 out or so. We'll see if they can keep it up because they have pieces to add to deadline. They have a lot of guys in their farm, as we've definitely seen over time with the River Cats that come into play against Somerset. They've had a lot of good guys down there. So I could definitely see them being active. But like you said, the Yankees pitching needs to improve a lot. The Red Sox kind of exposed that
Mm,
last weekend. Can they do that again at Fenway this week? I feel like tonight's going to be an issue, but I think the Yankees will weather the storm Saturday and Sunday and win the series.
hmm.
So yeah, they gotta get a good starter. Like there'll be a few options out there. Maybe even two. I don't know because like then you do send Warren down at that point though. I don't know. We gotta see what they want to do with that. There's definitely a clear 5 spot opening though, because like I'm not trusting Yarbo right now fully. I mean he's gonna be okay in certain spots and he's been good for the most part, but In the playoff rotation, I also feel better about Clark Schmidt being a four opposed to a three.
Hmm.
Last year they had him as a three, and I felt like if they had another guy, it might have made a difference. I mean, like I forgot who Hill was in it last year, but he was like kind of raw still. And for a playoff standpoint, having never pitched that many innings before. So maybe Hill's fresher in October to see if he can stay fully healthy, which could be a plus. But I think they need another guy because like you can go Freed, Rodon, Schmidt, but that fourth person's up in the air because, like, as much as I love Will Warren, I
Hmm.
don't know if I want him starting a playoff game yet.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. There's a lot of questions at rotation. Let's skip over to the Mets because they have been. I mean, really, both of these teams have been incredible this year, but the Mets have just been kind of on this other level. They picked up
Yeah,
exactly where they left off last year.
they've been good.
Oh my goodness! I mean, remember a few weeks ago, everyone was like, "Oh man, Juan Soto, this guy's lost to the plate," and he looked lost to the plate, no doubt about it. And it was like, the Yankee fans were getting on him, booing him. Everyone's like, maybe this guy doesn't want to be here, all this stuff. And now all of a sudden, he's hitting like 380 for the month of June. He's hitting 500 in the last 7 games. He's hitting bombs off his old team. Like, oh wait, here it's the old Juan Soto who's now finally arrived in Flushing. And now you put that with Pete Alonso, and now that lineup is scary.
Yeah, like I've been saying too, I always felt that Soto was going to come around. It just took a little bit longer than a lot of people will like. Um, So, I feel like he's in a good spot now. Like I said, I don't think he's going to touch his Yankee numbers from last year, but he's still going to put together a solid year. He has a 2.9 BWAR right now, which is still pretty good. Fangraphs might be a little different, but I think he's going to end up with like 30 homers at least. He'll get like, I don't think 100 RBIs, maybe like 90. OPS in the 900 range again. His on base is creeping back up to 400 levels too. So I think he's going to be solid. Now, as you know this too, the
Hmm.
real moneymaker for him is going to be October. What does he do in October? You saw what he did with the Yankees last year and what he did with the Nationals in 2019. So I think that's where he's going to really make the money. And if he does good in October, no one's going to care about the first 2 months of the nonsense that we were hearing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there was a poll the other day. I forgot who put up the poll out, and they said, "Which player do you most fear in a Game 7 last at bat ninth inning?" And that is, Juan Soto, and that's the kind of the player you don't want to face in that situation. So, look, he has the reputation; he earned it, from his time both in Washington and last year with the Yankees. And look, if this is the start of his resurgence with the Mets, like you mentioned, I agree. I don't think he'll match his numbers from last year, but he's still going to be a difference maker for them come the postseason. And then you add what Pete Alonso's done this year. Obviously, with Francisco Lindor brings to the table not just in the stats, but the leadership. Even Brandon Nimmo as well in his leadership position as well. It's hard not to like this team. I think the one weakness they have is what's going on with third base with Vientos and Baty. Vientos has been hurt. Baty's been inconsistent. Ironically, both hitters are hitting around the same, like around 238, 240, with the same amount of home runs and RBIs. Obviously, losing Jesse Winker hurts them. Luis
Yeah.
Angel Acuna has been that impressive, although he does score runs. I think Jeff McNeil needs to play more. He's starting to hit the baseball better now, and he's starting to get hot. So I have questions about the depth of the lineup.
Yeah, it's fair.
And so that's my biggest concern for them, and also obviously the rotation as we losing Kodai Senga yesterday to the hamstring injury. There was talk about them dabbling Paul Blackburn for a trade. Well, now they got Paul Blackburn because Senga's down out. So now the Mets need a starting pitcher as well. So they got some needs here.
Yeah, the Senga news is unfortunate. He's cruising. They're playing another great game. He's doing his thing. Then he just goes down like on a bad throw by Alonso. I think like he's probably gonna miss at least 4 to 6 weeks. I feel
Yeah.
like the Mets are gonna play very cautious with him. They have a lot of depth, like you mentioned. Blackburn's look good to me, honestly. To me, I don't know if this sounds hot takey to you, but I want to see your thoughts on this one. I
Mhm.
was gonna say you should almost insert Blackburn into the rotation instead of Miguel before the injury happened.
Yeah. I mean, he's a little more of a reliable starter. I mean, Miguel's pitched well, so I give him credit because he's pitched better than I thought he would pitch at all this year.
Same.
But I mean, Blackburn's had a little more, I guess, success as a starter history-wise. We'll see how it plays out. I mean, I don't have a problem with even keeping Blackburn, not trading him, and just keep him as a depth piece because you're going to get Montez back. You're going to get Mania back here in a few
Yeah.
weeks. So those guys are coming back. I know Met fans, and there's a certain segment of Met fans on Twitter saying, "Hey, if the Texas Rangers keep losing, trade back for DeGrom." I don't know if that's going to happen, but I'm going to
I
love to
don't
see
think
it. But
so.
I don't think it's the only time the Mets will see him is probably the week he's here for when Texas comes here. That's about it.
Yeah. Has he pitched against them yet? I really want to see that if he has. And I don't know
No,
because he got hurt a lot. So like I want to see if he's lined up to pitch against them. But yeah, he's not going back to the Mets. I don't think
no.
so. I also don't think the Rangers are going to trade him. His contract's pretty big still, and they barely got to see him like pitch well yet. So I feel like they don't want to keep him, but we'll see. The Mets, like, could you trade an arm? It's possible, but like Manaea is coming, Montas is coming, Blackburn's an option. Griffin Canning's been really good. Kodai Senga's been good, but he's out for a while. But David Peterson, let's try to do this math right now. David Peterson's not going anywhere. He's a staple in the rotation.
Hmm.
Griffin Canning has earned the right to be a staple in the rotation. Sean Manaea is going to be a staple in the rotation. McGill's definitely borderline.
Hmm.
Montas, I don't fully trust either, but we'll see how he does. And he is a starting pitcher. He's never pitched out of the bullpen, so he'll have those chances. Blackburn is very fringy. Like, we'll see what they could do. But Clay Holmes has earned a solid spot in the rotation, too, honestly. So to me, the Mets might only have one opening when everyone's healthy. Like, that five spot could be up for debate. Let's say you play Peterson, Holmes,
Hmm.
Canning, and Manaea not in that exact order. And the five spots like a mix of Montas and Blackburn and McGill, which couldn't always be upgraded potentially.
Yeah. And then when you get into the postseason, all of a sudden you have those three guys that are coming out of your bullpen. It gives, some a break to guys like Reed Garrett and those guys. Stanek was
Yeah.
awful. So, I mean, it certainly helps you out there. Lengthens everything.
Yeah, so like going back to the lineup, which I didn't do yet, I will.
Sure.
I'm a big Brett Baty fan. We saw him play in Somerset. I think he's a good player. But
Hmm.
like his opportunities are starting to shine a little bit. You want to see him more with the bat, but he's really impressed me defensively. He's making a lot of plays that Mark Vientos simply can't make. Vientos is no question a better hitter right now.
Hmm.
It would be almost I'm gonna make you laugh at this. I almost wish you could combine them. Like give Vientos Baty's glove, and then give Baty Vientos' bat, and then see how that would go.
It you would have like one player batting basically being a switch hitter. Like that'd be it. Oh my God.
Yeah, I messed up because like the right left dynamic, I kind of threw out the window there. But you could get a switch hitting third base, just like that. Then you have the next Jose Ramirez. There you go.
My God.
I
Oh,
just gave you J Ram in the flesh.
Mark, it's
Um,
it's Mark Beatty.
Yeah, the only thing is I don't think those guys could run like him, so it's still not J-Ram. But
No.
J-Ram's incredible, but that's off the topic now. I wonder if Mauricio gets an opportunity there if they struggle. Mauricio's kind of swung a good bat a little bit. He's a guy that has so much upside. I want to see more of him. I know he could also play a little outfield too if they need him to, which is interesting.
Hmm.
Jeff McNeil, like you said, is starting to figure it out. He definitely needs to be in there more. He's
Hmm.
starting to look like his old self, which is good for them. Cunha Jr. to me is like a utility player basically at this point. I don't know if he's gonna fully max out as that, but his bat is really not there. Plays good defense. He could hustle on the bases. He'll steal some bags, but like he's not really like a great hitter by any means.
Yeah. I would even send Acuna down and let Mauricio, just take that spot,
That might make more sense, honestly. You're looking for
yeah.
more upside. You're looking for more potential in the order. Like you probably want Ronnie swinging the bat instead, I would say.
Yeah, not a bad idea. So right now, Mets are cruising. The Yankees are cruising. They just both did what they had to do, swept the Royals and the Nationals. Now the Mets get the Rays this weekend. Yankees get the Red Sox. So this should be a fascinating weekend. And we are what now? At 3 weeks away from the two teams seeing each other again at Citi Field on the 4th of July. Whoever was in the Major League Baseball office and thought that, hey, let's put the Mets and Yankees on the 4th of July weekend and have one of the games on the 4th of July. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
that's gonna be a phenomenal week, and I'm hoping I could get the passes to cover it. Like that's what
Oh,
I'm working towards. Hopefully, we'll see. And then one more thing I want to say is like, how do you feel about the Mets center field situation? Do you think they can improve there, or do you think they're good with what they have? Like, I feel like there's a room for wiggle room, but like, and Jose Siri had a setback, so they might have more opportunities to try to fulfill that gap for a year.
if there's somebody out there on the market they can get for center field, I would. I don't love Tyrone Taylor. I know his defense is good, but
He's okay.
he's okay. He's more of a fill-in guy. You put him late in the
He's
games.
a fourth
Yeah.
outfielder.
I mean, ideally, I would love to see Brandon Nimmo back in center field and some kind of platoon of like Winker and Marte in left. But again, those two guys are getting older. Even Nimmo's getting older. You need someone in center field at some point. That has to be addressed between not just now, but even net going forward. It's a problem for them.
Yeah, Nimmo the Maze, the corner guy now. I think his center days are behind him,
Yeah,
unfortunately. Marte could not. I mean, Marte, I don't know if he's even going to survive the full year, honestly.
I know.
I'm surprised he's made it this long, but it's really just because Winker got hurt, I think, that gave him more rope. And Soto really likes him too. It's another thing. So like that'll give him some rope too. But he's got to produce. He hasn't done great that good really. He's up there in age. His contract, I think, is expiring at the end of the year, right?
Hmm.
Or does he have one? Yeah, so like they could just DFA or move him for like peanuts if they wanted to. It's possible, but they have to bring someone in to play center field probably, especially if Siri had a setback. And he's another guy that has a million holes in his swing. That's like an incomplete player, great defense and speed, but he strikes out a ton.
Hmm. Last thing before we go here, I put this up on the Fox Sports New Jersey website as an article. I said that if Pete Alonso keeps this up, maybe the Mets should just tear up that second year option and say, here's a new contract. Let's sit down. I mean, at some point they have to think about it before because he's going to opt out of this thing the way he's going.
You're gonna have another situation like last year, I feel like, but this time there'll be more teams interested than last year. So it might be harder to retain him, especially if he plays like this. I think like Pete should have took the 6 for 120 like
Yeah.
in 2023 probably. So I think he's gonna try to chase that and try to like match that. Like I don't know how exactly that works based off the last 2 years. Maybe you give him a 4 for 100 or something, and like you give him the more years and like lower the annual value because his age only, but like he should be a lifetime Met. They should definitely make sure he doesn't leave the city or the franchise. He's essential to the Mets. He's a big guy in their clubhouse, and like without him, the Mets would have been floundering when Juan Soto was struggling. Their pitching and Pete Alonso really helped them afloat for a while,
Yeah. They'll
and
also
Lindor too.
Yeah, they'll also have to guarantee maybe like that those seats in right field, like just give him like his own box there
Yeah, get
in case so.
another box deal. Yeah, Soto gets the suite, Alonso gets the box.
All right, man. Julia, thanks, man. This is awesome as usual. I'm looking forward to seeing how this thing plays out here as we get towards the trade deadline. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Michael, thanks for having me. It's always a blast. Bring me back up when you want to bring me back in. Let's see how the teams do, how the farms look in these trades, and like, do we get a real Subway Series this year? Last year was on the verge. Could it happen this year? I mean, you never know.
Could happen. You never know. All right, folks. Thanks for
All
tuning
right.
in.
I'll catch you
All right.
soon, brother.
Awesome, man. Take care. We'll
You
end up
too.
with Padres and Tigers in the World Series.
Oh God, that would be like the equivalent of OKC and the Pacers right now.
Oh,
The league's got to be hating that.
it's like, hey, folks, we're gonna give you a rematch you always wanted, the
I
'84
know.
World Series. Like, no.
Oh my God, that would be so funny. But I'll let you go, bro. I'll hit you up soon.
All right, take care, man.
Let's do it.